Hello again, Taurus. So before we begin your reading, I have two cards, and I really like what you pulled here. This is really different compared to what has been going on. So from Lay Vampire, you pulled Maynard. Madness, ecstatic ritual, energy release. I love this card because this card speaks about going out and going nuts for a little while and having fun. So the blessing with this card is saying that it is safe for you to give way to feelings of intense bliss and happiness, even excitement, which is fantastic. And then on top of that, from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Gossip. Now, Gossip also has a warning to it that speaks about losing valued relationships if you do not appreciate what you have. But I feel like here, you might have some people around you that may not understand what a unique soul you are and why you're going out and having a good time right now. But they will. They will. That's the beauty with Gossip, is that, these two people here realize later on that this woman was a beautiful, creative soul. So, and also with Gossip, this speaks about freedom, dance, and honor. And then you have Maynard, which is also about dance. Okay, Taurus, here is the energy coming through, and looking at that with what you pulled in the Oracle cards, I've said this before. The Two of Wands also speaks about creative and romantic relationships. Now, for me, this is the active relationship, where the Two of Cups is more emotional bonding. This is we're going out and we're having a good time. But the Two of Wands is actually connected to the Magician. Now, the Magician is connected with the Aces, but we can sit and think about doing something great with our lives all we want, but if we don't take action, it may never manifest. And the Two of Wands represents the beginning of that action being taken place to manifest what you want in your life. But, again, it's like, like an active relationship going on and going out and having a good time. And in the past, I love the King of Pentacles for Taurus. I love the Queen of Pentacles for Virgo, but for Capricorn and Taurus, the King of Pentacles is perfect for you guys. So the King of Pentacles is somebody who is very wise, very dependable, very successful, and understands what it means to give and receive. Now, to me, when I see him, even with other signs, he shows up as, that feeling of success, and there you are. And seeing that pulling through is really good. Oh, the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is like needing to accept the end of a painful situation. So this is where you're being released from a harmful arrangement or an agreement or a relationship. It's over and it's done with, but again, with the Ten of Swords, when you hit that bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. But it's like needing to accept the ending of a situation here. It may have been painful, but it's definitely done with. And, it would make sense that there's this feeling of success coming through because you may have been through something really difficult here where it's like it's still in its ending process and you're ready to get back up now. But it's like something needs to be dealt with there. Yep, future conditions, judgment. So looking at the three, I almost feel like, with the Two of Wands being the action that's being taken place, and then you have here this feeling of success, and then the ending of a situation, and then here is judgment. And again, this is part of the ending in the majors. So judgment. Judgment is all about rising up to hear the call and reviewing your past with joy rather than regret. This is where you need to be okay with the past so that you can move forward. So clearly here there's this situation going on, and I worry that maybe it might have to do with this feeling of like failure and success. I hate to say it that way, but I'm hoping that with, you being represented by the King of Pentacles and that coming through from the past, that You're still carrying that success with you, and the Two of Wands being the signifier is saying that you're still willing to take the action to continue to have that success. But with the Ten of Swords and Judgment, there's something that needs to be dealt with. And again, it's over with. The Ten of Swords, it's done. The pain is now done. And it's like Judgment is saying, okay, now we need to be okay with this so that we can move forward and experience something else. Yep, your best path to follow. So, and the 2 and the 3, I love it. So the 2 is where you start to take the action. The 3 is where you see the manifestation happening. So the 3 of Wands is like watching the proverbial ship come in. And this is also the travel card. And this is about enterprising. And then here's this feeling of success. But your best path to follow is saying, the work continues here. But you're going to start seeing what you want manifest. But there's definitely a need here to accept the ending of something painful. The influences around you. The 7 of Wands is like the I'm not going to take any more shit card. This is standing up and using your voice and letting people know exactly where it is that you stand. I'm not going to deal with any more shit. And it would make sense with that being there, especially if what you're trying to do is to create that feeling of success in your life. Because you have the action going on and the fire and the passion and the drive, and there you are, the king of Pentacles, King Midas. But there's something painful here, and it's like you're letting people know I'm done with it. I'm done with that shit. Oh, your hopes and your fears. The Knight of Cups is a messenger of love and romance. And to me, there's 2 ways to look at this here. Now, the Knight could represent a water sign coming through, and this could be somebody with like a younger mentality. But, again, when you speak about the active relationship, the Knight isn't really active. He's like wanting to have some romance and emotional bonding. I mean, his horse is at a standstill. But here you have that 7 of Wands. Like, it's almost like if you're going to offer me this, you need to know right now that I've been through some stuff and I'm not taking any more shit. So you better be serious about what you're offering, is what I feel like seeing this. Because it being in your hopes and your fears is saying that you're hoping for that intimacy. Now, as a fear, this would be having somebody offer you, what seems to be emotional love and bonding, and may not be true. But I see it more as a hope here, especially with like that 2 of Wands sitting there. But, again, there's like something going on where you're like, look, I've been through some shit. Don't mess with me. Oh, the outcome. The Knight of Pentacles. Now, both of these knights are messengers. And the Knight of Pentacles is like, putting in hard work. He's looking around to see what he can do to create more. He wants more earthly possessions, which again is Taurus. So, seeing that and then looking at the king, it's like, I almost wonder if, there's this like need to want to have some emotional fulfillment in your life because there's so much like work going on. Even in the Wands, it's like the work, the action. There's action being taken place here, and there's like this want to experience something a little bit more on an emotional level rather than, your earthly possessions and enjoying them, which, is Taurus. But I think with these 2, tying this all together, it's like there is a need right now to really enjoy yourself. And I think with these 2, if you decide to, kind of step away from work for a while and creating that success in your life and go out and have a good time, this is what you're hoping for out of that. And it may show up, but it's like it almost shows up in a different form as well, because it's like emotional fulfillment and security. And those are both the messages that are being brought to you, you know? And again, the Two of Wands, to me, that's like the active relationship. But there's this feeling here that, you know, and when you look at the Seven of Wands and gossip, yeah, I can understand that. I mean, if you have people that are surrounding you that are not understanding you and why you're like, you know, wanting to go out and have a good time and just go nuts for a little bit, it's understandable that, you know, you're having this feeling of, hey, I'm not taking any shit, you know, let me do what I want to do. And I feel like what you guys are wanting to do is to go out and have a good time and hopefully experience something better than this. Because again, it's like, there's a painful ending going on here, and Judgment is saying, hey, it's okay, we need to be okay with this so that we can move forward. You know, you're continuing all this work here, you know, and creating the success in your life, you know, and you're not taking any shit from anybody, but you're hoping for like some love and romance. And I think that if some of you go out or decide to go out and have a good time, you know, you may have a couple of messengers coming through to you. Okay, Taurus, so this one I like, especially coming out of the last reading where there was this feeling of just sitting around and talking about what you want to do. It's like now you're doing it. And here you are. I love that this is what came through for you because it so reminds me of Taurus. You enjoy your success. You enjoy earthly pleasures where like Capricorn is on that constant need to have success and working at that and manifesting it in their lives. You're all about enjoying. And you know, looking at the Knight coming out, this is, you know, good news that's coming to you right now, right? It's like good news through, you know, your work, your constant efforts that you're doing. And with the 2 and the 3, yeah, you're constantly working. And, you know, it's like you're just starting out here, but you're starting to create that success in your life because with the King of Pentacles coming through, yes, that is suggesting that what you're doing here, even though it may kind of be in the beginning stages, you will create success. Now, I feel like here there's a need to be okay with past pain. And, you know, again, with the Ten of Swords, you know, there's nowhere to go but up once you hit rock bottom, you know. And again, the ending might have been painful, but Judgment is saying that you need to look at it now and say that that's okay because you're wanting to move forward, but you're still like, I'm not taking any shit. And it's perfect, but you know, I worry that it may be blocking you from a person who, you know, may be very dependable and maybe offering love and romance because it's like that's what you're hoping for. It's possible. And then seeing that with the Two of Wands, you know, again, to me, this is the active relationship. We're going out and we're going out and we're going dancing and we're doing this and we're doing that. And, you know, here it's like, yeah, you're getting ready to hit that point in your life now where you get to go a little nuts and have a good time. So I think for some of you, if you are thinking about going out, I think you may encounter some people. Now with gossip, you know, the 2 women here in this picture realize that this woman is like really creative and, you know, they feel bad for not recognizing her uniqueness. So if you have people around you that don't really understand what you're doing right now, it makes sense that you're like, you know what? I'm going to do what I want. And I love it. If you guys decide to go out and have a good time, there may be a couple of messengers coming through to you.